All right, all right, all right. Good evening, friends. How do? Welcome back. Just get the computer straightened out here. All right. Been too long. Been far too long, my friends. Uh, didn't do the last week's review, weekend review, so we're gonna catch up a little bit. What I've been doing the last couple of weeks. Let's keep my coffee warm over here. We've got our Stone Wolf. Coffee of the day is Dunkin' Donuts Dark Roast, which is pretty good. It's Dunkin' Donuts on steroids. I kind of like it. What else? What else? There's not gonna be a rhyme or reason to any of this week. Um, I'm just gonna go over some of the things I've been trying to reconfigure the collection a little bit. These hauls that I've had on my side desks for the last couple of months, I finally deboxed them all, and I'm trying to integrate them into the collection. So there's shit everywhere. I've been moving things around and kind of going to the back of the shelves, trying things I haven't worn in a long time. Just kind of circling around some of my favorites that I've gotten in recently. Yeah, so there's not going to be any structure to this video. It's just going to be stuff I've been playing around with. I haven't been gone out too much this past week, so I've been in the house a lot, which allows me to wear wild and crazy shit. And there, like I said, there's no rhyme or reason. I'll wear something in the morning, might put on something in the afternoon. Late night, I'll throw on something heavy. So yeah. Okay, let's just start with this morning, and then we'll just work our way back. Today I wore Royal Lime's Bay Rum. This this company has some really good quality uh, summertime fragrance. A majority of them are summertime fragrances. This Bay Rum is fantastic. It's um it's just green leaves, green grassy bay rum spices, and it's got this. It doesn't say in the note list, but it's got an orangey twinge to it. This is good stuff. I like to put this on right after a shower. Doesn't last but an hour, but it's good stuff. I've got the musk version of that, the flanker, and I'm looking to get the Royal Black vetiver, the Royal vetiver, um, the spices. There's a few others that I'm interested in picking up, and they're cheap. They're cheap as hell. They're like 20, $30, I think. Some of the older discontinued ones are maybe a little bit more expensive, but not much. And this, by the way, was released in 1962, and it's just fantastic. If you like Bay Rum, you gotta try this. It's really good. Okay, so let's start off with something I've gotten in recently, and I've been absolutely over the moon about it. Somebody asked me to talk about it a little bit more, and I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. It's this bad boy right here, this Selectimus. It's called Vici Leather. Vici Leather, pardon me. Um, I've just been over the moon. The packaging, the presentation, it's just off the hook. It's was released last year, and it's just got this ethereal. There's the soft leather tuberose combo in the middle that kind of that carries the whole fragrance. It's got absinthe, cinnamon, pink pepper up top, which is kind of a drive-by. It doesn't stay long. You get right to the leather and tuberose in this. The base, there's balsamic notes and amber, but this is a killer fragrance. I can't say enough about this fragrance. This is Julian Raskinay, by the way. Um, he did something here, man. I've tried a few others from the house, and I don't think this will be the last one. The 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 thing that this house is doing is kind of reminding me what older Amouage was doing. You know, great packaging. Uh, you know, like creativity and daring, and in your face. You know, take no prisoners kind of fragrances. That's what Electimus is giving me the vibes of, and they're all along, like their spectrum of their fragrances is wide and varied. They have everything from the very feminine to the very masculine. A lot of their stuff is just off the wall crazy stuff. Like this uses a tuberose, and they pulled it off fantastically in my opinion. So yeah, that's Electimus Vici leather. What else? Let's see. I'm going to be using my computer for the first time because I've figured out how to do that, believe it or don't. Um, I'm going to, yeah, next one up that I was playing around with last week is something I've been, speaking of Amouage, one of the newer Amouages to my collection that I've really been enjoying. And this is Myths Man. Myths Man it's another, what in my mind I thought was a feminine floral, something you'd find in feminine fragrances. But this is so unique and so interesting. It's my favorite Amouage right now. Maybe not all time, but right now this has gotten a lot of my attention over the last few weeks. It's got a bunch of perfumers on it. It was released in 2016. Daniel Vicentin, I don't know how to say that. Dorothy Piot and Karine Vinchon Spenner. Chrysanthemum and Ors are the stars of this, fragrance up top, and then there's Elemi, rum, and vetiver, and the ash and the smoke and the leather. There's a really smooth labdanum in here. This is incredibly unique. One of the better Amouages I've run into in quite some time. Okay, what's next? Let's see. What is next? We already did that one. Okay, here's one that I discovered. This house never really appealed to me, but I was turned on to some of their older fragrances. And I mentioned this in one of my other videos. Let me get my little handy dandy. I mentioned this in one of my other videos in a haul that I got. This is from the house of M. Mikolev, and this is called Fragrance 31. And this is a fantastic, it's a woody, spicy, man, it's so good. Jean-Claude Astier. It's simple. It's very, very simple. It's bergamot and lavender, it's nutmeg and geranium, and it's vetiver and cedar. But it's a spicy, the kind of spices you'd find in rum. I don't know how they're pulling that off. I'm assuming the nutmeg, but this is a beautiful fragrance. This was released in, I want to say 2009, maybe 2010. But if you ever find this, it's not easy to find. It's worth a go. It's a flanker, and I'm not going to be able to remember what it's a flanker of. I was just reading the article. It's a flanker of one of their fragrances, and then there's another fragrance after this, but I can't recall. Anyway, this is a good fragrance. Okay, what else? Let's see. What's next? Let's see. Uh, this is one that I've been kind of playing around with. Like late at night, I've been just playing around and spraying this on my hand and kind of sitting with it, going to bed with it. And this is Moschino Pour Homme. Moschino Pour Homme is a beaut. It was put out in 1990. Um, it's an amber fragrance, but it's a lot more than an amber fragrance. It's leathery. It's got orris root. It's got um, it's got lavender, clary sage, rosemary, bergamot. Florals in the middle don't really show up for me, but the base is what really takes this thing home. It's oak moss, styrax, um, benzoin, cedar, tonka bean. It's got a whole castoreum, leather, labdanum. This is man, I've always been a fan of Fendi Uomo, and I thought that was one of the better leathers in my collection. But this one this one takes Fendi Uomo and like dials it up a notch. I might get some flame for saying that, but this is a really good fragrance if you ever get a chance. I'm a huge fan of Moschino Pour Homme. All right. Uh, Speaking of the M. Mikolev Fragrance 31, I drew some comparisons to it was reminding me of something, and and I couldn't I couldn't quite figure out what it was. And let me see if I can find it here. Maybe it's a little bit further this way. I hope you don't mind me using the computer. Um, I've just figured out a little system of how to draw on the computer. Here it is. That fragrance 31 was reminding me of this, which is Idole de Luban. And this is the eau de toilette version. And you can see the dent that I put in it over the past few months. This is a friggin' special fragrance. I've really been enjoying this. It's there's Olivia Jacobetti. This was released in 2005. Um, it's got a strange mix of notes. It's bitter up top. Well, bitter orange, it says. Um, Rum and saffron right out of the gate. It's got ebony wood, which I don't know what ebony wood is, but palm tree, sugar cane, leather, and red sandalwood. I don't know what red sandalwood is, but this is a unique fragrance. I've never smelled anything like it. However, that fragrance 31, I put that on earlier the other day, and I then picked this one up, and I was like, huh, these are kind of like cousins. Same kind of spiciness, same kind of rum, vibe. Um, this one is very unique. I could not be happier to have this in the collection. I'm really interested in checking out the Eau de Parfum because I like this DNA, but I wouldn't mind it being just a bit richer, a bit thicker of a spicy liqueur. Yeah, Idole de Luban. That's the EDT is a bit of a unicorn, but if you can get a hold of it, don't pass it up. I'll let you know about the EDP if that ever comes my way. Um, okay. Our friend Eugene uh, kind of brought this to my attention. Not brought it to my attention, but just reminded me to revisit it. He was talking about L'Instant de Guerlain, the OG eau de toilette. So I broke it out, and you can see it. You can see the dent I put in that one. I always show the back of the bottle. I don't know why I do that, but this one is this one's really nice. This is subtle. First of all, let's say that it's subtle, um, but it's not without complexity. I think it's the cocoa kind of overrides a lot of the stuff. I don't know I don't know that the patchouli is is that prominent, but the cacao, anise, up top, the citruses are really smooth, nothing jutting or bitter or stark. This whole thing is very smooth, and maybe the sandalwood is smoothing things out. It's musky. It's got resins. Eugene mentioned that he gets something different from it every time he smells it, and I have to agree with that. This thing is subtle but complex. This is a beautiful fragrance. I haven't tried any of the other concentrations, but this one's a beauty. L'instant de Guerlain, eau de toilette. All right, let's see. Maybe a little coffee. What do you think? If this video comes out right, you guys are gonna see this. All right, let's see. What else? Let's see. Uh, let's see. One more. I'll save those two for last. Let's see. Pardon the wait. I hope you guys don't mind. Okay. This is one I pulled off the shelf, and it's been a while since I wore it. And I'm always surprised by this every time I pick it up. I fell in love with this a couple of years ago, and I finally got my hands on it this past year. And it's a beautiful fragrance. Really one of my favorites from the house. I love the house, but this is one of my favorites. And this is Noir Épice. And this is, I've found out recently, one of the older ones. It's not the matte cap, but it is before L'Oreal, I think, took over, or whoever bought Frederick Malle. This is pre that. This was done by, it's on the Michael Rudnitska. This was released in 2000. I was going to say 99, but it's a 2000 fragrance. The opening is stunning. The opening is just, it's an intoxicating orange, not like Terre d'Hermes. It almost leans into bergamot territory. It's a very unique orange. Maybe the rose is changing the way the orange presents, but there's rose and geranium and orange in the top, and it's fantastic. Another one with nutmeg in it, and I think I'm growing to enjoy nutmeg. This one has nutmeg, clove, black pepper, cinnamon, and the patchouli and the vanilla in the base kind of. This is a curious fragrance. I don't know why I like it, but I like it. Noir Épice. All right, what's next? Kind of had this on my hand the other day. Just still trying to get to know this one. This is Heritage. I don't have to tell you too much about this one. I'll be honest, when I first got it, the powdery facets were kind of throwing me off. Yeah, I almost kind of dismissed this and was wondering maybe if the EDP was better, or couldn't quite figure out what everybody was loving about this. And you see how much I've gone through. I'm starting to understand why so many people love this. Heritage is very good. I would like to see about the EDT, just to see if maybe the concentration is something that appeals to me a little bit better. I've talked ad nauseum about this fragrance. I wore this maybe yesterday morning, kind of right after the shower. Guys, most of you know about this, but if you don't, this is Adidas' first release, and it's, I want to say 85. Do not be turned away by the fact that it's an Adidas, or that it's, in this crappy packaging, or it's just, you think it's just a gym fragrance, just a bullshit gym fragrance. It's not. This has become one of my favorite fragrances over the last 6 months. I think I'm gonna have to back it up because it's it reminds me of a more playful version of Boss Number One, a little fruitier of version of Boss Number One. Um, yeah, it's so good. It's might even have to give that its own little review, you know. Let's see what's next. I think we're getting down to the nitty gritty of the things I've been playing around with over the. Um, I'm not gonna take it out, but this Chinese oud from Arige Lador, I've been sitting with this over the past couple of weeks at night, um, getting to know it. It's it's a big fragrance. It's a big fragrance with balls. So still getting to know that one. Let's see what's next. Um, okay, we'll hold off on that one, and we will do this one. Um, Kind of pulled this out. Like I said, I've been moving everything around in the collection, kind of reorganizing stuff, putting new stuff into the collection, kind of getting the shelves together. It's been you can't see it, but there's stuff everywhere, and I'm just like trying to get this collection under control. It ain't easy. I'm trying to create a shelf for all these minis that I have. You know, I've got these tons of minis over here. I got more up here. I got more down there. So yeah, it's just been a massive reconstruction project. But this one caught my eye the other night, and I wanted to pull it out and take it for a spin. This is Parfum de la Nuit number one by Raja Dove. Look at that juice. Juice keeps getting darker. It wasn't that dark when I first got it. Um, but yeah, great presentation on this. Um, this was released, I want to say, in 2020. Okay, I'm wrong, completely wrong. 2015. Um, this has a this has a very simple but beautiful bergamot up top. Um, Cloves and patchouli, vetiver and cedar, saffron. This has a papyrus note in the middle, and I'm a huge fan of papyrus. Um, but this is okay. Labdanum, tolu balsam, vanilla styrax, castoreum, civet, tonka bean. This is just like uber classy, but a little understated. Like it's not bombastic like the next one coming up. This one is just subtle class, and but it's very present. It lasts for a very long time, and I like that. It's kind of a slow rolling, like molasses downhill. You know what I mean? That opening will take you for a little bit of a journey for like the better part of an hour. And then you get the cloves and vetiver, and the papyrus comes in, and papyrus is a little bit papyrus gives it a little bit of a like a little bit of a skank in the middle. um yeah, it's really good. The castoreum and civet in the base. The vanilla sweetens it up, and I guess that vanilla's starting to turn already. Look at the color on that. Yeah, I really like this. There are two more in the line, and I like them both. I've sampled both. There's a few other lines that I like of Rajas that I wouldn't mind checking out. Uh, what else? There's a Royal line. I know Royal number three I really like, and then there's what's the other line that I like? I can't think of it. There's Parfums de la Nuit, and then I can't think of the other line on top of my head right now. Yeah. All right. Anyway, that's just gone out of my brain. Okay. What's next? Last but certainly not least, this is Diaghilev. And you can see I put a hefty little dent in there. Um, every time I wear this, I it's it stuns me. I put it away for a couple of months. I'll pick it back up, kind of left that plastic on the thing because I still don't want to scratch up anything. Um, every time I break this out, I am blown away by how good this is. I'm I've been thinking like, what kind of direction do I want to go with with my channel, and what do I want to say, and where do I want to land on things. Um, I'm not obviously, I'm reading you some of the notes and some of the things that stick out to me, referring to notes and stuff. But so I'm not like the most technically sound, uh, you know, perfect reviewer that does everything just right. But one thing I don't care about is I don't care about pricing and whatever. That's a subjective matter, as subjective as the fragrance itself is. Um, so just pound for pound, this is just one of the best fragrances that I've run into in a long time. This feels like high society in the early 20th century. Um, it's just beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. Diaghilev is a masterpiece at any price by any perfumer in any bottle from any house. Diaghilev. It's just amazing. Let's go. Let's see where um it was released when. Are you kidding? It literally does not tell me when it was released. I want to say 2013. It doesn't say. Do you believe that? Well, anyway, it's got, the Raja Dove note list, there's everything and then some. What I get up top, it's a lot of citruses up top, but the lime sticks out for me for some reason. Um, and then here's the peach and ylang and heliotrope and black currant. Tuberose in the middle, by the way, another note I've been getting really familiar with and really starting to enjoy. Um, it's really skanky in the middle. Civet, leather, patchouli, labdanum, all kinds of goodies in the base. This lasts forever and a day. I put it on last night and woke up with it still kind of developing. I don't know what to say about this fragrance other than it's a masterpiece. It really is. Um, yeah, so that's that. Kind of a winding road. Still not sure what I'm gonna do with these videos. Um, Still trying to develop a style. Still trying to figure out how I'm going to talk about these fragrances. Um, I guess we'll just keep flying by the seat of my pants and make these videos when I get the inspiration. We'll be going down the road of some of these other fragrances along the way. I want to do some comparison videos, and I want to kind of start highlighting some of the more obscure stuff in my collection. So bear with me as I kind of fumble through and develop some type of a style, and maybe even start editing these videos. I really appreciate all the love you guys show. I appreciate all the comments. Um, I appreciate all the interaction in the comment section. If you have anything to share with me about any of these fragrances, any views, opposing or otherwise, any suggestions on new stuff to look into, I'm always down for all of that. So you guys have a great night. Stay grateful. Peace.